I completed my bachelor's in audiology and speech language pathology in 2008, where in college we learned both adult cases and pediatric cases. But when I started my practice, I realized that I have more fun with kids. I love being with kids, and they have a view of the world that we don't have, and hence pediatric speech language pathology. Of course, the results are great and they are satisfying. It's lovely to see happiness in the parents' eyes when their child says their first word, or they come up with a new sentence, or they start telling stories, or they come from school and tell them, "Mummy, aaj school mein ye kiya, aaj school mein wo kiya." The happiness is unparalleled, and hence pediatric speech language pathology. I started my career in 2008. We had internship postings at some wonderful hospitals and centers where we learned a lot. And then when I started my practice, I was attached to hospitals and clinics. I was attached to Fortis, Vashi. I was attached to Terna, Sayadri and Nerul. I've worked with a few ENT surgeons, renowned ENT surgeons. Then I was attached to a few clinics on a part-time basis. After which I decided that I need to get on my own. I've also worked as a lecturer for special education students. After all of that, I wanted to venture out on my own. I wanted to use my expertise, my knowledge to help people in ways that I find best or I am comfortable in. And that's how I got to start on my own. It was a small setup, but it was nice. I had kids coming to me on a regular basis. At that point in time, I was not seeing a lot of adult patients. As of now, I do see adult patients as well. Now, the pediatric load is still on the higher side because I love doing that. So that's how my initial journey was. When I started off with my private setup, my personal practice long ago in 2011. It was a very small setup with very few kids. Slowly it started growing. But at that time, I had that sense of achievement that, oh, I've started my own practice and it feels good to be your own boss. Nobody to tell you what to do, what not to do. You can practice by your own free will. You can use your expertise in ways that you like. It was a sense of achievement for sure. So when I started off, it was a small setup. It was just me, a speech therapist basically. Then slowly it started growing. In 2021, I started off with Ishwaree multi-speciality rehab. So now it's a big setup with a multi-speciality rehab, wherein we have all kinds of rehab services under one roof, and we have certified, qualified professionals working with us with a lot of experience. Also, last year was the flagship year of our parallel school setup. We had 7 kids on board. All of them did wonderfully well in their academic year. The parents are very happy. So now it gives me an even bigger sense of achievement when I see that my little dream is growing and there are so many people who are now part of this dream. We are growing, all of us together, holding hands, and we are helping kids cope up or gel into the world, which is so much needed, so very much needed. I feel proud. In my 16 years of practice, I have dealt with quite a few patients globally. So I remember one of my kids, they were US citizens, and so the father was posted in India and they were here for about a year and a half. The child was on the autism spectrum. A wonderful family, really, very kind, very loving. Initially I had a tough time understanding the accent because it was a very heavy accent and I couldn't understand a few things. So the mother learned to slow down when she was talking to me, because I had to interact with the mother quite often. One good thing I learned from the mother was that, so when kids do well in therapy, we we always or we encourage the kids saying कि ये अच्छे से करो तो स्टार मिलेगा, ये करोगे तो स्टार मिलेगा, ये करोगे तो स्टिकर मिलेगा. So that one mother used to tell the child that you have to earn these stars. You work well and you earn the stars. So that rephrasing of that statement is what I learned from her. Wonderful experience dealing with them. Then currently I have 4 kids from the US who are coming to me here. 2 years ago, I think just after the first lockdown, I had a kid from the UK coming to me. Now I'm doing online sessions with kids from Singapore. So it's nice to deal with people who have different cultural backgrounds than mine, and it gives me a sense of joy when I see them and when I interact with them. I get to learn from them, they get to learn from me, and the best part is they're all happy with the therapy that they're getting. So I'm happy too. Quite a few difficult cases in my career of 16 years now. Maybe I don't remember all of them, but one notable case that I would like to talk about is a child. The family is based out of Arunachal Pradesh. Now, where they stay, they do not have a lot of facilities around to take the child for therapies. He's got a cochlear implant done 2 years ago. In one of the years, the other year, he's using a hearing aid. Now, they've been taking online therapies from national institutes. But probably it so happened that the therapists missed out on the part of working on his listening skills. They were all, including the parents, were focused on getting him to talk, to say words correctly or to pronounce certain sounds correctly, and the whole idea of listening was gone. They had come here for a vacation. They got my number from a director of National Institute. So they had come here for a month. They were here at Vashi taking sessions in person with me. That was the time I told them that they really need to work hard on the child's listening skills, because the whole purpose of the cochlear implant was lost. The child was relying on lip reading completely and was picking up contextual cues but not relying on hearing. So when they were here, I started work on that. Now they've gone back and we're doing online sessions once in a week. The focus still remains the same, to work on the child's listening skills. It's now that the mother is telling me that the other day there was a helicopter passing by there. The child was so happy, he came running to his mom to tell her ki, I heard that sound, I heard a helicopter going from there. The mother was elated as well. So they got their cochlear implant surgery so the child would hear, and when the child came and told the mother that, oh, I heard that sound, I could see that joy on the mother's face. That was something that I consider a milestone in my therapy practice, because listening skills, when you have to work on someone's listening skills, it is difficult. It is difficult to make the parents understand why work on the listening skills in the first place. So it took a lot of counseling, it took a lot of hard work to get the child to not lip read and only rely on his hearing. Now I give him all the options, but yes, that's how it was. Well, looking at the future, Ishwaree Multi-Speciality Rehab has a lot of things in store. Currently, we just had our first year of the panel school and we are taking in admissions for the next academic year, beginning June 15th. The admissions have already begun, the academic year begins on the June 15th. This year we are offering a trial for 5 days for those parents who are not too sure if a panel school is for their child or not. You can definitely contact us, get a trial and then work ahead. Then we have an activity center coming up that's going to have activities designed by therapists. So we are not just any other activity center. We are an activity center where the activities are designed by experienced therapists. So the kids get the best of both worlds. We have teachers who will be working, helping the kids with their academics as well, as part of the activity center. Then upcoming, we have a toy library that's coming up very soon. That's in the pipeline. Later down the line, maybe in a few years, we have a very big project coming up. We are working on that. Maybe if you want to know more about it, you have to stay tuned here.